Next, one more brute force technique example is closest pair problem. This is one of the important problems. We are using this problem in many cases. What is the meaning of closest pair problem? Actually, closest pair problem is finding the two closest points in a set of n points. If n number of points are given in a plane, okay, which 2 points are very close, that I have to identify. That is called as closest pair problem. In such problems, the points can be replaced with some physical objects. That means the points indicate some physical objects such as aeroplanes, post offices, some database records, statistical samples, DNA sequences, and so on. That means the points are actually nothing but here two planes, and which two planes are very close together. That is identified by the controller at the airport. He is just checking which two planes are very close, because there is a possibility or probability of collision. So he is just checking that planes for the nearer or closer. In the post offices, where the number of office branches are distributed in a city of post, the post officers want to check the destination letter should be nearer to which branch, so that it can be delivered at faster rate. If number of branches are there in the city of a post, once the post is received at the central office, the officer has to decide the post office is to be sent to which branch. So he has to measure the distance between the branch and the delivery address. So that is also done by the post offices. Like that, there are many other applications as I already explained here. One more very important of this closest pair problem is we are using it in cluster analysis in statistics. If you are studying something like data science and machine learning, we have to do some operations or problem solves using cluster analysis. In that case also we need a closest pair problems. Closest pair problems we need to find out the distance between 2 points. If the 2 points are given in a numerical data, it can be calculated by using Euclidean distance formula. If the distance is given by a non-numerical data, we have to use a Hamming distance formula. In these applications, we are using Euclidean distance formula because we are using some numerical distance. Now see, this is a plane here, and I have 2 points here, P, I and Tj, and these 2 points are indicated by Cartesian coordinate x and y. This is the Cartesian coordinate xi and yi for point 1, pi, and for the point j, the Cartesian coordinate is xj and yj. Now I want to find out the distance between these two. To work this algorithm, first I have to identify the distance between this pi and tj. That can be done by Euclidean distance formula. The Euclidean distance formula is like this way here. Distance between 2 points is nothing but the x coordinate of the first point subtract with the x coordinate of the second point and square it. Then y coordinate of the first point is subtract with the y coordinate of the second point and square it. Whatever the square result you got, you summation add it and do the root of that. You got the distance between 2 points. This is the Euclidean algorithms to find out the distance. Now, in algorithms, we are computing the same 2 points, distance between the 2 points twice. For example, once I compare the distance between Pi to Pj, second times I am comparing the distance between Pj to Pi. The distance is same for these points. In this case, to overcome such problems, we are applying some formula here. The I value should be always less than j. If the I value is less than j, then to apply this distance algorithm. If j value is greater, don't apply this Euclid algorithm for the finding the distance, because you already find out the distance by Pi and Pj. There is no need of Pj to Pi. So this is the algorithm. First see here how the closest pair works. Now I am starting from this point first. Okay, here the algorithm is very simple. Here I want to find out the distance between all the pairs. So I will start from first point here, this point. Now I want to find out the distance between this, this, this. Now see, I have the distance of all the points starting from this point. Now I want to store this distance of minimum distance. Now I want to store the minimum distance between 2 points in a variable called as d here, for temporary variable d. Now see, this is the smallest distance I stored here. In next step, I take the next new point and find the distance between this, this, and this. Now I want to find out the distance between this, this, and this. Okay, I am already find out the distance of this one, so I am not considering this one. Okay, I already have a answer for this one. So I am comparing which distance. This distance is more shorter or any one of this shorter. Okay, whichever is the minimum length, I am storing it in the d. Like that, I will compare with the another pointer like this way. Which one is short? Okay, this one is minimum. I store this one in the minimum. Okay. Next, I am comparing again with this one. I am not doing the comparison here. It's already done. So I am comparing only this one. So like that, the process continue. Find the smallest element. That is nothing but this distance is stored in the d. Okay. The algorithm shows here the brute force technique for closest pair. Here it is actually taking the argument as points. P is nothing but the list of points where the number of points should be minimum 2 points. Okay, we cannot send 1 points to this P. It should be minimum 2 points. And this algorithm returns the smallest distance between 2 points. Initially, we assume that the distance between 2 points is infinity. That means a very large number. Okay. Now I am starting from the first point to the last point here. The comparison of the points will be done from the first point, a very less left side of that pointer. Okay, the first point to the right side of the points. Now these j is actually used for pointing to the remaining points other than point I. Point I is actually pointing for the left side. The remaining points are pointed by j. This j value is always more than I value. I am using here j value is larger than I value to reduce the repetition of same distance computation. Otherwise, the same distance will be compared or calculated 2 times. Here, in this example here, I am using the square root of xi minus xj square plus yi minus yj square. I am applying here Euclid algorithm to find out the distance between 2 points. Once you found the distance between 2 points, I am comparing this with the previous minimum distance. D contains the minimum distance between 2 points. I am comparing the computed distance with the minimum distance. If this computed distance is smaller or minimum than this, just transfer that minimum distance to D. You have to compare D with this value. Which one is smaller? You just transfer it to D and return D at the end. This is the brute force closest pair problem. Now we can do some analysis on this algorithm. Here the basic operation is actually the square root of this terms, 2 terms. But in computational field, this square root always gives some rational numbers. That means approximate numbers. You cannot get the exact value. That's the first point. And second point, the square root look like a very simple operation, but actually this square root will consume more number of processing power. So during analysis, it is better to remove this square root from the checking. Actually the basic operation is this one, but square root is consume more power. So if we use only this part terms, square terms, still it gives the same answer for us. So in this case we are using the basic operation as this x square as well as y square, 2 terms as a basic operation. That is explained here. X of I minus x of j square plus y of I minus y of j square is our basic operation. And when you apply the summation formula, we are having like this way. This is for the outer for loop, that is, and this is for the inner for loop. And I am using here 2 because I have 2 terms x and y. So I am using 2 here. And you just when you substitute this formula, when you compute this formula here, you found that it's nothing but 2 I is equal to 0, n minus 1, in summation you have n minus I. Okay, when you solve this problem, you got this is the solution. The meaning of this summation is nothing but n minus 1 and minus 2 plus like that up to 1. When you solve this, it's nothing but a series of values. Okay, this series of values is nothing but, here this is nothing but n minus 1 into n divided by 2. This is nothing but n minus 1 into n divided by 2. The remainder of the 2 is cancelled with this 2. You found n minus 1 n. It's nothing but n square, theta n square. The order of growth is theta n square.